this, is bugging them out, man. They're already fundamentally broken. Then, like they've been raised in a way where they ain't even like they ain't gonna be able to cope. They're just gonna like fall into line in society and do whatever, and just be a good little worker bee. Um,
It wasn't the spy scripture. It was later on in verse chapter 20 actually of Luke.
okay, can't. You're finished on that one. What's the other one I was holding? I can't remember what that. Okay, I'll read that. So back in Second Ezra 15. Um, Second Ezra 15:11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for the seed shall fell through the blasting, and hail, and with fearful constellation. Yeah, this it's basically all the glory and grandeur and joy and bliss they were able to attain, by being partaking in this Edomite system, Esau's rulership, Esau's kingdom. That's all gonna be done, man. That's gonna be done away with. That's gonna be toast. That's gonna be forgotten. That's the thing is all this vanity exists just because it's nonsense. Esau's overlaid on top of reality. That's why it's like you're gonna go around and you're gonna have a little 5'2" girl telling 6 foot tall grown men what to do and telling them off, and they'll follow instructions. But then you get into a circumstance where it's like I was watching a clip of it was a female police officer. She in the States, so she went to stop some Jake. This guy was off his face, like high or something. Yeah, but it could have been. He was gone, man. So she just comes up to him, like she just fumbles to get a gun out as he's just stalking towards her, and then she just doesn't even get out. Like she gets it, he just grabs it, pulls it off her, then starts blasting after it. I was just like, what? I was like, what the hell? Like, why do female police officers even exist, especially in the States? And it's like you got hella videos of just like women, female police. There's one where it's fucking female police officer with a taser, and some guy just comes after her. Just like she tasers him, it's like starts screaming, and it's just like, then you look at it and you're like, this is unreality, man. This wouldn't run. This is why women weren't in the army. Even in the US, they just went to the Supreme Court to try and amend the draft laws, so that women could get drafted. Yeah. That shit got struck down. It didn't even get look. It was like, don't be stupid. Well, it's just some nonsense to play with for now.
Yeah, but at some point they could turn it over.
Yeah, they can flip it
and just say, "Yep, women are gonna be drafted."
Yeah, gonna be drafted as well. That's the whole women as warriors kind of thing.
Rise up, you women at ease.
Yeah, because it's either way. Women, it's gonna be because it's like women in warfare. They're like, it's like when shit gets mad. Well, even before that, women getting raped right now anyway, raped and killed. Like the whole Sarah Everard, that guy confessed as well.
Yeah.
So he said he did rape and kill her. So that's gonna probably come back in the news when when they start going into the sentence and whatever they do. So it's that the women are gonna be catching hell. And that's the thing is that's just how it is. That's how it's always been. Like women have been when you go into war, so what you kill all the men and then kill all the men, kill the children and rape the women and then raise up your own nation there. That's just how things are done.
And you had that guy recently Yugoslavia, I believe, is a Serbian.
The guy who did the massacre. He's one of Eastern European.
Yeah, but he was trying to get his thing overturned, and they said he was ethnically cleansing Muslims from Serbia, and he was killing children, like boys and men, basically. So what was he doing with the Muslim women?
Yeah.
They became what? Booty for the men of the nation to basically just lie with them, and they didn't. They probably didn't have a nice life when they did that, right? Because they weren't gonna. Those children that came out from between their legs, they weren't gonna be no Muslims like that woman was. But that shows you that, you know, I forgot to your point. It was about the getting rid of the men, and the women basically being had anyway. I got a precept about that.
Okay.
Isaiah 13 and 14, and it shall be as a chased roll and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people and flee everyone into his own land. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. That's the point. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished, which basically means raped. So this is the time we're going into, alright? So we're seeing a temperature change. The tide is changing. Right now everyone's still doing a little small enjoyment, alright? But basically, it's compounding, it's building, it's moving, the momentum is being built.
It's on the brink.
That's it, it's on the brink. Because these women now, I always remember the first the pandemic when it first kicked off, the tide changed, man. Women were suffering. That's why everyone's waiting for June 21st. Because then they can go back to their, you know, bizarro world. But the more close we get to the reality of the changing of power, the handing over of the kingdom, moving from Esau's hands into the hands of Israel, is when everyone's going to get a stark wake-up call, basically. Alright?
Should probably check that earlier, but still, it's all good. Yeah, no, it's all, you know, this is the fun and games time, you know, as it's running. But yeah, Revelation 18. Let's start from verse 4. It says, "And I heard another voice from heaven, saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. How much she hath she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow." Yeah, that's how much have, you know, this kingdom glorified itself and lived deliciously. That's why it's in I can't remember the scripture, but it's like it said the virgin daughter of Babylon, you know, untouched, because America really ain't been touched. Like Pearl Harbor's the closest you can get, and that's not even the mainland. And that you know, set it up as well. But it's like America's not had that taste. Even it's like, you know, the UK had the Blitz, Europe's you know, different parts. It's been war torn and ravaged, but the US hasn't had that full scale invasion and takedown. That's why it's going to be on a grand scale, man, and it's gonna be a shock to the system. It's shock. That's why it's like when they do these movies of like America getting even like alien invasions, or just, you know, certain country, they say like Korea or you know, any nation kind of invading, or Russia already invading into America. That's shocking, you know, when people see it in like movie or TV form, because then it's like a thing like, oh shit, like what is that, what, you know, can go down, or how terrifying would that be? People be jacked up because they're looking at America like it's an untouchable place, man. They're really looking at it like it's the kingdom of heaven. It says what? Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord power who judgeth her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Yeah, everyone's going to be lamenting because they're really that lifestyle that is afforded to them by Babylon. That's what they're all going to be like, no. Think about the Birkin bags at LVs, you know, the iPhones and whatever the fuck else. You know, all that's all they're gonna be thinking about. No, but it's it's gonna be terrifying. They're gonna be like, no, it's God. It's really like this. What's his face? Charlton Heston, man. You did it. You did it. You bastard. You did it.
Mm-hmm.
That iconic scene. Because why? It's that's how shocking and terrifying it is to be for America to be destroyed. So when that when that goes down. People are gonna bug, man. It says, standing afar off for fear of atonement, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. Yeah, that huge consumer base of the US. That's what people love about it, man. They love how they can sell all kinds of TVs and cars and iPhones and Xboxes and whatever the hell else, every gadget and whiz bang that you can produce, you can sell it in America and get rich. That's that's how people are loving it. That's why it's all that whole lifestyle is all built off that consumerism, that monetary system, how these things run. Once there's cracks in one area, it's all gonna fall to pieces. That's why it's like, even they're saying like, oh, a war, no one really wants it, because they're just like, all that goes to shit. All this current system as it runs, all these supply lines, as soon as China and the US are at war, both of them don't, like, their economies it's a wrap. The only money is gonna be made is being made through war. That shit is done. At that point, they need to have some shit pop off quick, or it's a wrap. And that's why it's gonna be a real shock to the system. People are gonna be the mouths are gonna be agape. It's gonna be beautiful. Let me get this. First Thessalonians 5:1. But of the times and seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Yeah, that's they're saying peace and safety. That is the encapsulation, the embodiment of June 21st.
Mm-hmm.
Peace and safety.
Mm-hmm.
Because then it's just like, oh, can we continue? Even with this pandemic, people are bugged out, man. People are still like, oh my God.
And I've seen it in the gym, man. And I'm not saying this in a proud way, because I know the pandemic's affected different brothers in different way. So some brothers may have put on weight, but when I say it, it's I'm speaking from a point of them not having hope, because I'm in the gym, and some of the people I see in the gym are like, damn, you didn't look like that before this pandemic. And then you wonder what they've been through during the course of dealing with this pandemic, what kind of torment, demons they've had to face head on when they've been locked up in their house.
Funny
they
you
really don't
that.
look the same.
Yeah, no, it's funny you mention that. One guy I was talking to in the world, he told me about like he got assaulted by a demon in his sleep, man.
Fucking
they call it like sleep paralysis and whatnot. Yeah. It's like he wrote down what happened to him. He said he was getting pressed on his chest. The demon was just pinning him down. Then he was trying to move. It was like he was listening to some music, and what he was listening to, it just kept kind of lulling to sleep. Then he'll wake up and just kind of try and move. You can't move. Then he felt like it was out of his body. Then he had to like jump back in his body. I was like, damn, I was like, imagine he's all jacked up, he's all messed up. He said he was fucked up. He couldn't get back to sleep. I was like, imagine like you, like I've met brothers have been attacked by demons. You know, I've been attacked by demons. I was like, but you got the
Say
key.
the name.
You got the
That's the first thing I draw for.
Yeah, because I'm
As
like,
soon as
bro,
I feel
that's
that,
as soon as you
It's like,
know it. I'm
yeah,
like,
the demon's trying to stop you from
yeah,
saying it.
straight.
And you gotta fight it to say, yo, boss, show me your shit. You know, you just, you know,
Rebuke
who I
it,
am, rebuke that demon, man.
because it's and then that's it, and then you get off, and you have a pleasant nap after.
You know.
But that's what I was saying. I was like, and that's the thing is people in the world, they're getting plagued. They're getting plagued. All kinds of demons are jacking them up, man. People in the world are getting fucked up. They don't know what the hell's going on. The spirit ain't dealing with them, man. They're basically invested in this kingdom, man. They're seeing this place spiraling and circling the drain. That puts terror in their heart, man. And then the demons plaguing them on top, man. It's a wrap. Proverbs 18:10. The name of Yahweh is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe.
That's it.
Straight. Because that same name is a curse onto these wicked motherfuckers as well, man.
Yeah.
Onto the heathen, it's a curse.
Mm-hmm.
That's these elites. That name coming out. Terror is filling them, man. Abject terror. And that's it. That's what's going down. The Lord is the spirit's gone out, man. The spirit's gone out. It's a wrap. Everything's coming to an end. I was like, man, when he's talking about that getting played, I was like, damn. I was like, yeah, if you ain't got the name, that's fucked. You're just out there. I was like, that's hell.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's how it is. I'm like, this is what these men out here experiencing.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder they're all kinds of fruit.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, hey, brothers, we got hope. Because we're looking to what? To the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I just read, it's like all them weeping and howling, like, no! Thinking about Apple and Google and Microsoft and all that. Them man there. You know, I'm thinking about not even.
I got a precept. Jude 1:8. Likewise, I always forget how heavy this one chapter is, this book, Jude, man. Because just some of the things in there are just paramount, man. Powerful words. Likewise, all these filthy dreamers defile the flesh, despise dominion, and filthy dreamers. Defile the flesh, despise dominion, and you never know, he might have been, you know, this individual, you know, at work, I don't know what he might have went to bed unclean, you know, anything could have happened, could have been eating the wrong, some bloody steak or, you know, anything.
Could have scoffed at a video or something.
That's it. Yeah. Despise dominion and speak evil of dignities. Like he scoffed at a video. Yet Michael the archangel, when contending with the devil, he disputed about the body of Moses, does not bring against him a railing accusation, but said, the Lord rebuked thee. That was it. That was it.
And then you got Yahushua being tempted of the devil.
Yeah.
Just bring the scriptures and it's like, yo, it's clean cuts, concise, because that's all you need. And that's the thing is wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of thy times. If the Lord's dealing with, if the Lord's basically, you know, in the spirit, you're aware of, you know, all the time you've been at watching for what's going down, you ain't gonna just be left out there. These guys are out there, man. These guys are just open to whatever the fuck goes down. So it's a mess, man. For them, it's a wrap.
I'll read this other one. Hebrews 4:12. The word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and to the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. So that's the word, all right. It's an instrument, a kind instrument, a weapon that basically cuts into the people, but it also has a skill behind it that has to be utilized, a wisdom behind it, a technique that has to be utilized when it's used, and the technique is discernment, and that's done through what? Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So it discerns the thoughts of man. And what does that mean basically? It's weighing it up in the balances and it's making a judgment. And then based upon that judgment, it's either you're getting either or of the two sides of the sword. And that's it. That's the same two-edged sword. So that's the way it's to be utilized, alright? But these people, they don't know about the word of the Lord. That's why when they're in these situations, they don't know how to discern nor implement the use of that sword in those said judgments, because it's not given unto them. This is our heritage, you know? I'm going to read one more scripture. I'm going to close up.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the
Book of Psalms. You know what? I'm going to read this whole chapter and then I'm going to jump to my point in the second chapter. So this is Psalms 1 and 1. It's 6 verses, yeah. So it says, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord Yahweh, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by rivers of water, and bringeth forth his fruit in his season." Right? Be instant in season, out of season. You know, there's the coming in and, you know, twice, two harvestings in each season, basically. His leaf also shall not wither, if my memory serves, depending on the plant, of course. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doth shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, like I said about the sword and weighing it up, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord Yahweh knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. I'm going to jump to the point. So this is Psalms 2 and 10. "Be wise now therefore, O ye kings, be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Serve the Lord Yahweh with fear, and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and ye perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him." That's it. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, need that gift of faith to be able to have faith in words of the scriptures, have faith that the Lord's gonna cover you, keep you safe in that time. It all links together, man. When it comes to the word, because really it's the elect as those that he foreknew from before the world was made. It was set. It was like, okay, these men, this is what they're gonna go through. This is what they're gonna experience. Because that's why you come back in the cycles, the same lives, coming back over and over
again.
You know, to play out your role.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, you know, people say, "Oh, why do blah blah blah?" Okay, well, you know that man did his past life. There's judgments and rewards attached, you know, to your conduct. That's why it's like, oh, you know, you
reap what you sow.
Yeah, and that's the thing is there's guys that it seems like they get away, but snipers waiting, man. As soon as you come in, bang, shots. You know, your legs might not work, you might be bugged out, man. You know, you might just drop dead 8 days later, man. There's all kinds of ways. People get jacked up, man.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord, don't have to. It's there. The books are there, man. The records are there. The angels are watching. But yeah. You got anything?
Nah, that's what's you summed it up, man. That's it.
Yeah.
You wanna close out? You wanna leave?
You can leave it at that. So yeah. All praises to Yahweh.
Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Al-Rakah, Qadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders, great most unbelievable.
And Shalom.
Shalom, shalom, shalom.